Hi Georgina, I'm
Hello.
Paul, nice to meet you. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in and for applying for the role in the first place. I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Now, the way our company works is they're all behavioural style questions, and it just kind of sees how you kind of react to certain situations and certain tasks.
Yeah.
So, as I'm asking you questions, I'm just going to kind of take notes with your answers, so I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right. So, just the first question really, what interested you about the role?
Well, as I'm doing my foundation degree in business at the moment,
Yeah.
obviously the management part of that interested me. But as it's a leadership project as well, that will got most drawn me to apply for it. I've just always wanted to, be in control of my own group, be one-to-one, be there for advice for the group members, and just be there to support people really, and I think I'm confident enough to do that.
Okay, that's good. Sorry, I'm just writing some notes.
Yeah.
And then just another question really, just about on adaptability really. There are times when you need to work with close supervision or support to get the job done. Tell us about the time when you found yourself in such a situation, how did you approach it, and what was the outcome?
There was one time that my manager actually couldn't turn into work due to illness.
Okay.
So I had to take the role of, being in charge really of the office.
Yeah.
So what I did is I went into work a bit earlier just to organise myself, organise what I needed to do for the day, and to organise things for other people as well.
Yeah, okay.
And I just think that, helped supported not having the manager there and being able to be organised and planned for what the day were going to entail for me.
Okay. And what was the outcome? How did it?
Yeah, because I was organised, because I had everything
Yeah.
there, we managed to complete everything that had been asked and, meet our targets as well.
So you met your targets and did all the work get done?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Just another question on adaptability as well. Can you give an example when your priorities have changed quickly and how you cope with it?
Right. There was once that a client had rang to make a complaint regarding one of our tutors. I was really busy at the time and I had a really heavy workload, but obviously it was my priority to deal with this complaint and keep the customer as happy as I could. So I really had to drop what I was doing and just focus totally on the complaint and the customer to resolve that.
And what was the outcome of that?
We ended up sorting it out for the customer and giving full refund, and the customer, were happy with what the outcome was.
And what happened to your workload that you dropped? Was that done by another team member or was that?
I passed that, most of the important things on to another colleague, but what else was left, that was okay, to wait for the time that I was sorting the complaints out.
Okay, brilliant. Just some more questions, but like I said, behavioural style. This one's going to be on customer focus. So can you tell me about a time when you had to organise your work in order to meet the needs of a customer? And if you can explain what you did, how did you do it, and what was the end result?
Well, I've explained a bit about that with the complaint of
It could be the same example, yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, whenever there is a complaint, or whether there is something that I think needs to go to the top of the, my importance and my priority,
Yeah.
I'll always put that forward to obviously make sure that the customer's happy as they can be.
Okay. And how would you handle customers if you're unable to deliver all they required?
I think the best thing would be to, contact them, give them a call and let them know what is happening. If there's a delay in something, they're always better to know that there's a delay than not hear nothing at all. So I'd rather contact them, let them know what's happening, let them know what stage of the procedure they're in, or what problems, are occurring, so then they're always involved in what's happening.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. And then some questions now on teamwork. Now, can you tell us about a time when you've worked as part of a team to achieve an objective or resolve a problem? You can tell me what your input was and what the outcome was.
Well, my current role, we also do software as well.
Yeah.
And we did have a large order that came in that needed to be dispatched that day.
Yeah.
It was for over 20 pieces of software.
Yeah.
And we had to meet the timescale, you know, before they came and got collected, which were at like 2 o'clock. We only had an hour to do that. So all our office, we all pulled together in order that all the software went out. We all created the software, you know, did the documents for the software, did the dispatch notes, and because we all pulled together instead of just one individual doing that, we did make it.
Did you have to pack it? Did you have to pack it as well?
Yeah, and pack it, yeah. So we got all the jobs done, you know, within that hour. If one person did it, we wouldn't have been able to meet that deadline.
And it got sent out at the end of the day, yeah. That's good. And then just some questions really about your work ethic as well. How would you describe your work ethic?
And I'm very persistent, so I won't finish something until I've definitely got that done to my, you know, my best ability. I won't just do something and think, oh, I'll rush that and get it done. I want it to, you know, my standard, a good enough standard to pass to my manager or someone else to look at. I don't want to just rush something and do half a job of it. I want to do it to my full ability.
Okay. And how would you approach a colleague who didn't share the same work ethic? So if you're working really hard and then someone's not pulling the weight, how would you approach them?
What I do, I just ask them, you know, if there may be a problem, why they weren't able to, you know, do the job the best that they could do or not put the full effort in.
Okay.
And ask them if there's anything that I can help them with that, maybe if I can support them with some of their workload or if I can give them a bit of advice, maybe to, you know, help them.
Okay. And if you had a deadline but you're struggling to meet it, how would you approach a colleague to help you achieve a deadline?
I'd just go and ask, you know, who was the least busiest and who had the time that they could, you know, just help me with a bit of my workload, maybe do a few orders or whatever needed to be done.
Yeah.
And, you know, just support it and make sure that I got it done as well, not making them miss out and then doing it their deadline.
No problem. Nearly finished now. And then question skills really. So have you any experience working with external and internal customers, and in what capacity?
So yes, I've worked with like contracts, so we'll have contracts with big councils, Manchester City Council and things like that. So they're people that I speak to on a daily basis. I know them people within that. But then I'll also have external customers that I've never met before, never heard of, and they'll just ring me, you know, in order for us to provide the goods for them.
What about internal customers? As in colleagues, managers, you know, is it?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily dealt with internal.
No, that's okay. And then, as in relationships with customers, you know, internal and external, how would you forge good relationships?
So I'm always happy with them. You know, I want to ask them what they've been doing or if they've had a nice day, just to get them interested in me. So then
that's small talk, basically. Yeah.
So they want to call me and they want to speak to me. You know, and that'll make them obviously want to order more from us, get more goods from us.
No, that sounds good. Just some questions now about your IT experience. What experience do you have using Word, Excel and Outlook? Can you give some examples of documents you created using those packages?
Yeah, well I use Word, you know, every day, just to put normal notes on, things like that. We use Excel spreadsheets every day. We have our finance created on a spreadsheet from there, so any orders that come in, the amounts put on there, we, you know...
Right, so you enter amounts on there, yeah?
Yeah, amounts, so then that'll just, you know, show what we've made within that week, who's made it, what calls have been made, everything's logged within the spreadsheet, so yeah, they're used daily.
Right, so you log all calls in there as well?
Yeah.
And what about Outlook? Do you use Outlook at all?
Yeah, we use them for our emails, and they're used daily as well.
Do you use that for a calendar as well?
Yeah, and reminders as well, so if there's any reminders that I want to put on there, then they'll pop up, so I'm not missing any deadlines or dates.
Okay. That's it for my questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
No, I think we've covered everything.
Right, well, yeah, well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.